So this is a topic today we are going to discussing. Very interesting. Microsoft Azure. So as we are in the fifth unit, so we are going to talking about a service called as Platform as a Service. Now under that we are talking about a case study called as MS Azure, right? So what actually this MS Azure? If you see the content, if you see the content of here, content over here, uh, Pratyusha. Pratyusha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
It's Pratyusha. Which slide you are seeing now?
Microsoft Azure.
Madam?
What is Microsoft Azure
Okay,
components?
okay, right. Good. Now here we are going to discuss about the content, what actually the MS Azure stands for. What is the main objective of this cloud under the PaaS, and also the some of the components, as well as some services, benefits, as well as the drawbacks. Let me see one by one of this. Now coming to the Microsoft Azure, the main objective of this Microsoft Azure is right. What is the main objective of Microsoft Azure is talking about whenever you have a applications, when you want to be build an application, or when you want to be test that application, when you want to do some sort of things, easily you can do in this Microsoft Azure. Give me a second. Right. Right. Now, what is the main objective of this Microsoft Azure is whenever you have applications, when you want to be develop an applications, or when you have a already have an app to test, and we can also deploy, and we can also manage all the applications related to any sort of any web applications or mobile application, anything, we can do a lot of things in this help of Microsoft Azure Cloud. So it supports for testing purpose, it supports for deploying purpose, it supports for managing in the sense we can have provide some services to your developing of application. So it provides all three. That is, it provides the SaaS as well as it provides the PaaS. It also supports the IaaS. But it is mainly focused on the PaaS services. So it gives the IaaS as well as SaaS services, but it gives only more preference to the PaaS. And it also have the many different programming languages, like the previous clouds what we have discussed, that also supports like Go language, the PHP, the Python, Java, .NET. Like this also supports different programming languages as well as the tools as well as some frameworks which can support both Microsoft specific some of the services and products, and also with the help of some third party softwares, both integrated also. It gives the three services: SaaS, IaaS, PaaS. Okay, so that is the main objective of Microsoft Azure. If you see this slide, when it will be started is initial release of this Microsoft Azure is in 2010, from the exactly last 10 years back. Now it supports different OSs, like it supports both Windows as well as the Linux environment. So come to the license point of view, it is a closed source. Closed source is nothing but like it is opposite of open source. Open source means already are aware, but it's closed source for only some of the platforms, whichever the main platform, big computations is required, then it is a closed source. Closed source meaning is it's a paid one. Now come to the source. Open source is for some of the SDKs, like when you develop, when you want to do some small access, like when you want to work in the SQL databases, when you want to work with any OSs in virtualization, it supports some little bit of SDKs as a open source. Now, if you want more services and products, you can visit the website azure.microsoft.com. This is a website is available over there. Now, just now has to be just speak about the IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. All three will be supports. But if you see this figure in this graphical representation, see first is IaaS, and next PaaS, and next is SaaS. Now, all three are having the same type of layers. If you observe closely, here it having the applications, data, runtime, the middleware, operating system, virtualization, server, the storage, the networking. All are common. All the components in this as SaaS, PaaS, all our components are same. But see where it differs means if we see here, the orange color indicates these are all has to we had to manage in the IaaS. We had to manage. We had to manage in the sense we had to create our own application. We had to create our own data. We are going to be take care of the runtime environment, which environment we like to be. We had to take care of the middleware. We had to take care of the OS, and only we had to depend. It is managed by vendor. Managed by vendor is nothing but managed by MS Azure. Managed by vendor. This is managed by you. So from the help of this Azure, whenever required the services, you have to be depend only on virtualization, servers, storage, and networking. The rest of the components you have to be take care of yourself. So that is the meaning of IaaS in the orange color. If you see PaaS, all same except the application and data, you have to manage yourself. The rest of the components from the runtime to the networking, all has to be provided by the vendor, nothing but MS Azure. In come to the SaaS, everything is a green. Everything is to be taken by the MS Azure itself all together. It gives when you want a SaaS service, no need to be do anything. Everything had to be taken from the Microsoft Azure itself. No application you can develop it. Already predefined apps will be available. Already some predefined data sets will be available. Different data is available. Only had to be just go and run the things. But in the past, you had to be take care of application and data. Whereas in the IaaS, you have to take care of the application, data, runtime, middleware, OS. Right. So let me as this we are going to discussing this case study with the help of this case study is going to be discussed with the help in the PaaS services. Let me see in detail of all these components. See all these components. Now first is here the Azure components. The next topic is Azure components. Azure components we are going to discussing only on the PaaS only. Right, come to the application as the first component is application. For the application, it is going to using Microsoft Azure service model. My service model in the sense all the components will be appear in that service model. So here the application of PaaS component will be used by Microsoft Azure service model. We are using that component under application. Come to the next component, runtimes. In the runtime, it is going to be using the .NET. In the runtime, it is going to using the .NET 3.5 or 3.4 version, as well as the ASP.NET PHP. All these are the runtimes environments it is going to be using by Microsoft Azure PaaS. Now come to the OS, it supports, like I said you, it supports the in the PaaS is Windows Server. It supports 2008 as well as R2 compatible OS. Right, 2008 or maybe Windows R2, any compatible OS it will be supports for here. Now come to the virtualization. The virtualization is support as the MS Azure hypervisor. Directly it is a separate hypervisor is there. Already you know about this hypervisor. MS Azure hypervisor virtualization will be used. Server is a Blade server, so which we have in the college. Microsoft Blade server we are using, and databases is SQL Azure database it is using. Storage point of view, it is using the blob, or maybe it uses the Q table. Come to the networking, it is using Microsoft Azure configure networking component it is using. So this is only we are talking the PaaS, not the IaaS and the SaaS components, because we are discussing the case study belongs to PaaS service. So In the previous slide, we have seen what are the different components on the each service, and for PaaS, the list of components, which type of component we are using. This is a table shows. So that is a topic called as Azure component. Now see the next topic. Here is the services. Now what are the different services? Like we have already in the previous slides, we already have discussed it. The some of these SaaS, PaaS, IaaS services, as well as some of the programming languages, frameworks, tools it supports. Previously, in the previous slide, we have already discussed. Not only this, in addition to this SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, as well as the different programming languages, tools, frameworks, in addition to this MS Azure supports different services. Among that, the first service is a computational service. Second is the network service. Third is the data services. Fourth one is the app services. Let me see before going to have in detail about each services. Computational services, what are the different computational services it supports? What are the network services it supports? What are the different data services? What are the app services it supports? Now closely observe this figure. Meanwhile, I'll take the attendance. Closely observe this figure where all the services, the computational, network, data, app, all the services is covered into this figure. So closely look up this one. The figure is very clear. No problem. No blur is over here. So please close observe this figure so that I will take the attendance. Please look into the figure. Each components how it will. Mainly focus on the blue color. See the blue color. Just I am taking the attendance. See the blue color. Which one is? What are the different things are available? Just look out closely. Look closely the blue colors. Just taking the attendance. Right. I'm done. The attendance. Somebody has just not joined. Right. So if you see the blue color, whatever you have, that blue color over there, right. So one time attendance is closed. Now see here, the blue color talks about. Here we have talking about the two services. One is the platform service. This is platform service. Another is the infrastructure service. In the platform service, if you closely look up in this one, here we have a compute and we have a web and mobile developer services, integration, the analytical and IoT, data, media and CDN. Like this, in the IaaS, we have compute, storage, as well as networking. When you see the compute in the PaaS service, it is a cloud services available. The different services it supports in the computational services is cloud services, service fabric, the batch services, remote app. When you see in the web and mobile, it supports web apps, it supports the APIs apps, it supports the API management, it supports the mobile apps, it supports the logic apps, it supports the notification hubs. When you see the developer services, It supports Visual Studio. It also supports the Azure Suite, that is SDK. It supports the team projects. It supports the application insights. And coming to the integration, it supports the storage queues. It supports the dock services. It supports the hybrid connections. It supports the service bus. As well as if you see the analyticals and IoT, it supports the HD Insight. It supports machine learning. It supports data factory. It supports event hubs. It supports the stream analytics. It supports the mobile engagement. When you see the data, it supports the SQL database. It supports the SQL data warehouse. It supports the Redis, the caching. It supports the search application as well. It supports the Cosmos DB. This Cosmos DBs will be have very emerging now. It supports also the tables. And in the IaaS services, compute, it supports the virtual machines. It supports the containers. In the storage, it supports the blob storage. It supports the Azure files. It supports the premium storage. In the networking, it supports the virtual network. It supports the local load balancer. It supports the DNS. It supports the experts route. It supports the traffic management. It supports the VPN gateway. It supports the application gateway. So these are the main. The security and management, it is not our part of this one, and hybrid operations not our part. Only here. So if we observe carefully, the different services what it supports under the platform services is compute services, web and mobile services, developer services, integration services, analyticals and IoT services, data services, media and CDN services. In the IaaS, it supports compute services, storage services, networking services. Broadly, all this PaaS and IaaS services categorize into four. That is computational. In the computational, we'll take some computational services from PaaS as well as from IaaS. Network services, the same way, data services and app services. Now come to the computational services. As just now we have seen in this figure, if your explain one by one service is okay in the examination, or else draw this entire figure. If I explain or not, this figure is very important. Draw this figure and write down few services in each service. Few what are the sub services it supports by each under PaaS as well as under the IaaS. Now come to the first one, computational services. If you see these computational services, it supports, just as said in the figure, VM as well as websites as well as mobile services. If you see the VM in the compute, it supports the virtual machines. It supports the container as well. Also, it supports some of the related to the service fabric and some of the related to remote app. So not only that, it also supports mainly these three categories. That virtual machine. In the virtual machines, we can create our own virtual machines, and we can have take care of the OS, and we can deploy our application. We can run, and we also manage this one with the help of this MS Azure virtual machine. So it supports the virtual machine is Microsoft Windows Azure hypervisor. It supports. Come to the websites, we can create our new websites over here to migrate your existing business websites into this cloud. Just it gives your name dot microsoft.com or your name.azure.com. Like this, we can create our own websites. Now it also gives some mobile services, like we can build and develop apps, like how we are developing the Android apps with the help of the Android Studio. Here for Windows OSs, also we can develop some mobile apps where we can give some services, right? Come to the next service. In this service, that is in this second service, we are going to talking about network service. In the network service, if you see in the IaaS, it will be supports. In the IaaS, it supports virtual network as well as the traffic management as well as the DNS, VPN gateway all together. So here virtual network, it supports the virtual network, how treated as it will support as Azure as a public cloud. We can just create our network like how we have done in the S3. Once we have do some policies as a public, then directly we can use that virtual network as well in the EC2 as well, right? Traffic manager. So we have a routing application traffic over here. With the help of this, we can manage our data centers. Like we can avoid the traffics. We can move with the help of load balancer, we can move the traffic to one network to, or one data center to another data center. Now come to the data services. It supports the three, that is data management, business analytics, and SD Insight. Now, data management, as we have just now see in the table, it supports the SQL in the NoSQL tables as well as blob storage. In the business analytics, we have seen analytics as well as the IoT. Analytics as well as IoT in the sense here, the analytics and IoT. In this one, we have the SD Insight, we have machine learning, we have data recovery, and we also event hubs, storage analytics, and mobile management. All this type of services we can do in this data service under business analytics. And the SD Insights, we can bring 100% of Apache Hadoop solutions together. So directly any type of data, any type of big SDFC file formats in the Hadoop data file formats, we can easily manipulate here with the help of this. So it's not 80-90%, it's 100% we can take care of that type of files, SDFS files. The last one here is we are going to talking about the media services, messaging and active directory. In this one, the last services is app services. So app services, the other which are come like in the integration, which are come also like we have in the media and CDN, which also comes some of the in the development services, and we have mobile and services. All this will be comes under all these categories, right? So mobile and web and mobiles will be available, as well as the media and CDN also available, some of the services, as well as the developer services available. All these type of things will be covers under the service called as app service. Media services, what we can do in the media services, we can build our workflows. What the workflows in the sense, like how many number of hits will be done, how whenever any business will launch it, how many number of viewers are going to be using. So it can be build the new businesses with the help of this workflows. So just it's a monitoring totally your business and messaging. Like we have connected across different private clouds. This also gives you allowed to keep you connected across different messagings can be done. Messaging in the sense we can broadly send with the help of this service, broadly can have develop your own message services like SMS type. Active directories we can maintain allowable. We can have create our own directories. We can allow give some AMIs to them and have some access control, and we can use the access to the whoever the childs under our cloud. We can give access to that also. That also be possible. Come to the next topic, that is benefits. Benefits of this MS Azure is first, as in the figure itself we have seen apps management. So with the help of in the this one, IaaS benefits the organization to build, develop, deploy, and manage different types of apps easily we can develop. It also flexible, easily we can give any type of services, and functionally it also be very fast. Agility, where it have give some flexible to you to adjust yourself to add anytime fast things we can do in terms of deployment, in terms of operations, in terms of scalability. Easily we can adopt all this one with the help of agility feature. Not only this, we have three more advantages, three more benefits also. It has supports compliance, means there is no legal issues. If you want to be have predict something, when you want to be have any restriction in the policies, you can avoid such type of things with the help of the compliance. Also, just now we have talked about the storages, how the blob and the other data storages it supports. Easily we can store, easily we can retrieve whatever the data you can store in your respective VMs. Right. Come to this security, with the help of the one environment called as SpyMovie. With the help of that, it supports the two-tier authentication. What actually two-tier authentication is just user ID password, like it will be supports, as well as proxy code access reader also it supports. This is a proxy code access readers, and also it supports hand biometric readers like the voice or any gestures with the help of this also. And global incidents responses also we have, we can so it can support by this MS Azure, right? And come to the last advantage or last benefit of this MS Azure is disaster recovery. There is disaster recovery, it will have supports, like already we have talked about this in the previous topics about the disaster recovery. So globally, it is a high speed and geographical decentralized infrastructure is available, so that it gives guarantee to you for any type of disasters has happened, it continues your services without any disturbances, because it supports .NET programming languages, and with the help of that, we can easily adopt the old applications into your new applications with the help of this .NET framework. So Because of that beautiful feature, we can easily, this MS Azure can easily done the disaster recovery. And come to the, as well as the advantages as there, as well as the drawbacks will be there. So the first drawback is it has to need to manage Azure to make it effective. Manage in the sense, a lot of configuration things we have to do it before you are going to be using any services. Now the second drawback, some little bit of expertise is required because you are going to be dealing with the platform as a service. Some expertise in the sense, some prerequisite knowledge is required to access this type of services. Because of that, is a speed can be an issue for some businesses, because some entrepreneur or enterprises applications, for that type of things, the speed is a one problem to compute any big complex computation. It's a very slow. The fourth drawback is the same, like it is a having some expertise is required. Because of that, some business peoples are facing the problem to access that features. And the fifth drawback is the it upload, it's not allow ability to upload custom images. Only whatever the images or data it has to provide it, you have to take care of that. So lack of integrated backups and the poor management GUI and tools, it's having another drawback. So few drawbacks you can list out in the examination as well. And coming to the last slide of this today is this Windows Azure pricing. Windows Azure pricing, just now I said you, only for a limited access, it supports you free. Only some free few services you can support as a free. Once you done your setup as a free account, you can convert it to all machines. You has to all machines convert it on a payment account as well. So after that, automatic payment will not be done. It will be go ask you manually if you want to convert that. It will allow you manual. It's not done the automatic. Uh, the payments will not be debited or credited from you, and only manual things can be done from setting of free accounts to the next all type of missions. Now let me, if you want to have the hands-on over this one, so because of not completely giving the access to that, we are not done this experiment. But experiment, whatever it is given in the lab experiment, MS Azure, it is not full-fledgedly done. So that's why we are avoiding this experiment, and we have done the same sort of things with the help of the Quick Labs and the help of some IBM. Now I'll show you here. I already have said two different websites is required. One is Azure Microsoft.com. Another, once you have a free sign up over here, directly go to the portal and you can access. Now let me see roughly how it will be look like. Now just hope this Microsoft Azure, azure.microsoft.com website, all of you are viewing. Now meanwhile, I'll take one more time the attendance. Just view it. It has a 12 months. Just read out the points. It has a 12 months of free, more than 25 free services it allows. Initially, it gives the 200 credits for you for a 30 days. Not only 200 credits, it gives more than that also. So please look off this website. So directly we have a free account, start free. Just ask you some details. I'm just cross-checking the attendance. Whether somebody is there or somebody gone, somebody joined. Right, look into that website so that firstly I'll see this. Please look onto the website. So this is some of the services. Now see another. See this also. Harini.
Sir?
So are you seeing this Microsoft Azure website?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So just look off these services. See here what the Azure services can be. It provides. See Azure services, navigate, tools. So look out one by one. Still I'm cross-checking attendance. see that services. Right. So option is 69, 77, 79, 80, 81, 82, 84, 86, 99, A9, 16 batch 90. 69, 77, 79, 80, 81, 82, 84, 86, 99, A9, 16 batch 90. So once this is, it will be provide you the all the services like Azure blockchain, virtual machines, app services, storage, SQL databases, Azure databases, as well as Azure Cosmos DB. Just now we have seen, and all together more services also it supports. Like whatever the services you like to be, you can select here. When you want a storage networking services, you click on this one, the left hand side. When you want the storage services, you can click on this one. When you want the store web services, mobile services, container, databases, Antix, blockchain, AI, and machine learning, whatever the services you require, you just click on to that one, Internet of Things or any other AI and machine learning, any other services you like, you please click on to that one. You can access over that. So this is Microsoft give you. Now, if you see this one, it will be once you click any services, it allow you here into this page. Once you go for the free, it will say you clearly it's a 12 months of free services. It will allow you more than 13,300 credits you can do. When you are really interested, it allow you up to 30 days. Okay. So because as it is gives more credits, but as part of the record experiment, it's not suitable to do that one in this Microsoft project. So it is giving, but we can add one or two experiments from the AI machine learning. But I thought so already we have done in the Quick Labs, which is a free one. That's why we are not added. They're also in this. So not an issue. So we already done that with the help of Quick Labs. And it is having 25 plus allows free services. No automatic charges will be done until it will be manually. It asks you whether you want the extension of the free to paid one. It'll ask you and allow you to do manually. Now remember, these services, whatever it is freely giving, just a trial and you can have any competitive competitions when you appear, or any projects you want to do, or any sort of the app develop, anything. Please make a trial and error so that because waste of time, you can utilize this type of clouds as well. Okay, so that is totally it is depends on this credits how you are going